over here and see if it's actually working. It would appear so. So if you click that link on the KnowledgeFest, does it get you there?
Well, actually, okay, let me click on live video. Yeah, it takes you.
So you're looking at the Jeep?
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
Sweet. Well then, let me grab that other radio and set it into the kit. And then, yeah. And then, yeah.
So I have the KnowledgeFest site up, and it says in booth now 0. So if somebody was in there, it would say 1 or whatever, right?
Yep, it should.
Or that's the idea.
That's how I understand it. That is how I understand it.
So I got that one up, and then the YouTube on, or the Zoom on the other one. So
in theory, we're covered.
yeah, in theory.
So if you Google KnowledgeFest Live, our video from yesterday is one of the top things on Google.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's something.
Yeah. It's not the most entertaining video we've ever produced, but I mean, I suppose if you want to laugh at me and my just rambling because there's nobody there.
Yeah.
So I did have a couple guys hit me up on Instagram this morning and yesterday. Said they watched it, and so probably got like 6 people ready to order the RAM radio because of it yesterday. So.
Well, I got a feeling that this is going to be extremely hot. I think it's going to possibly do as well as the Ford unit.
Could be.
It really turned out. If we can get the little quirks out of it, I think we're going to do well with it.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Yeah, Tony was telling me how he gets 10 to 15 people a week asking him for the new Chevy piece.
Yeah, I got 2 or 3 guys asked me after the Dodge video about the Chevy piece. So.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'll start with IQ and then end in T-style.
Well, I would start with the, if I were you, I'd start with the 9 and then go to the 10.1 and then go to the T.
Yeah, I'm going to pull this out and I'll show them side by side. Plug the one in, plug the next one in. And then hopefully people will be there and they'll like have questions as I take apart and redo for T-style.
Let me figure out some.
Try something here. To hopefully lessen my dangers. Okay. Alright, that's one less cable to trip over.
Car's a mess now.
Say that again?
Said the car's a mess now.
Yeah. Kinda happens. That happens. Oh, oh, that was close. Almost pulled my sling off the counter.
Ooh, yeah, no, don't do that.
Could have been problematic.
Big time.
Yeah.
Here I was worried about wasting time before people got on it for a half hour, but that just didn't happen.
What's that?
So here I was worried about trying to figure out something to waste time with for a half hour because the booth opened at 2:30.
Oh, right.
But didn't have anything to worry about.
Nope. I mean, there was a guy that came in and said iPhone 2, and then they disappeared.
Huh. Maybe he'll be back at 3.
Maybe. Maybe. I should check and make sure they didn't change the link again. Come on, get there.
Nice shot of the back of your shirt.
Thanks. I want you to see the fibers that they use in making these shirts. Only the best, you know.
So when's Tony going to let you know when he's going to bring the Mustang?
He didn't say.
Oh, okay.
Not entirely sure. Not entirely sure. Alright, I think that's about as prepared as I can get for that. Does it say if we have anybody in our booth yet?
Nope, negatory.
Lame.
Like I said, I got the thing up. It says in booth now, 0. And the only ones on the Zoom meeting are you, me, and Shu.
Alright.
Can you, do you talk with Chris over at Audio Control via text or anything?
No, I don't have any info for that.
Okay.
Just email.
Yeah, maybe tonight you can email him and see how his thing's going.
Oh, someone's in.
Jason.
Okay, guys, there's some hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate?
Yep. Sorry, I'll mute up.
Hello, Jason. company are you with, may I ask?
AMS in Madison, Wisconsin.
All right.
Yeah.
How's your weather?
We got about 5 inches of snow last night, so I had just had the kids out and we were sledding and stuff like that, and we just got back and took the dog for a walk, and now kids are getting some hot chocolate.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was unmuted, so that's what it was.
No worries. We're all family men. We know the drill.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Well, we're about to get started here. We're waiting another 8 minutes or so, and then we'll. As you can see, we got the Jeep in the bay and torn apart. We figure pretty much all the installers know how to tear them apart, so.
Yeah, most of the time. So where are you guys located at? Like you personally right now?
We are in Southern California, in Riverside, California.
Oh, so how's the snow down there then?
Yeah, well, it's chilly here today, but the sun's out, so it's we got some cloudy skies, but we don't. Not much snow yet. Not even on the mountains yet. Not even on the mountains yet. We get some good snow up in the mountains normally, but they haven't hit yet. So
yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, we don't have to go shovel the driveway or anything, thank goodness.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So, have you been through any of the other booths or anything yet?
I listened to one of the. Oh no, I can't think what it was. One earlier today. About being an owner manager and
okay.
Schedule and how to advance your business, things of that nature. I went through that one.
Okay.
And I've got one tomorrow with Brian Schmidt that I want to listen to. I don't know if that one's necessarily more of the install side or what exactly that one is.
Well, we've actually got you won't be able to see it now because we have the Jeep in, but in our back bay we actually have a small booth set up. And tomorrow, locally here, we've got a Mustang that we sponsored a while back, and it has one of our previous units in it. But we've got a new 12.1 inch that we're going to be installing in it. And then also, we're looking at getting into this new product line. It's a passenger information screen. And we actually have one for this Mustang. So our plan is to have that in our booth tomorrow. And some pictures of it, but you'll also be able to see some of the radios and stuff that we have to offer. So
very nice. So I haven't gone through anyone's booths yet.
What's that?
I haven't gone through anyone's booths yet.
Okay. Well, it'll be that'll be open. That'll be up and running the whole time for the 3 hours that we're in the exhibit tomorrow. So now, how did you get here? Did you go through our booth, or did you go? What link did you use to get to us here?
It was one of the ones from KnowledgeFest that you could log into or register on. Yeah, I just registered on it.
Okay.
So this one, I
think
because
we kind of we have a website that and I would have assumed that you would have had to go into our booth to it, but I have this information screen, and it tells me if somebody's in our booth or not, and I would have assumed you would be in our booth, but it says nobody's in our booth, so I'm not sure what that I'm gonna have to talk to Chris tonight and see how that's working. So anyways, because that's a little again, we need to have that information.
Yeah. It's all new for all of us this year.
Yes. Well, we did SEMA, and
okay. At least you had a test run.
Yeah, but that was that all. See, we've actually got a booth set up in our bay, and my tech guy and I were back there the whole time, and we actually had our Zoom cameras on and all that, where we could talk to people. They could come in, but from what I understand, we were the only ones doing that. And most everybody else, they just had, website with, flyers and stuff like that you could click on. Now, Kicker had a bunch of videos of their products and stuff like that, but they weren't live. So you couldn't ask questions or anything like that. But anyway, so it was a little disappointing because we set up all this stuff and we sat there and just talked to ourselves. But yeah, no, this is something new. And, this actually works better for us because we technically, they've asked us every year that we're at KnowledgeFest to do training in that, but we can't train on our products until they're really installed in a vehicle. And number one, you can't bring a vehicle into the training rooms. But number two, if you could bring the vehicle into the training room, you could only get about 5 or 6 people around it. So with this setup, I mean, we could get up to 100 people on here. We've got our Zoom account hooked up, and we've got the cameras set up. And as you see, when Jonathan goes through this, he has these different angles and stuff like that. So we could have 100 people on here, and they all can see what's happening. So it actually works out better for us this way if we could just get the people to come. That's the case.
It's one of those. I haven't actually attended KnowledgeFest since 06, 07. I think was the last one I was there. It's just in a time when, being in Wisconsin, although they do have them now in Indy, it's not exactly right around the corner and not always the easiest to get to. So, this actually works well. I can go to them.
We were actually scheduled for. We had not been to Indy. We'd been to the one in Dallas, and of course, obviously, the one here in Long Beach.
Yeah.
But we had not been to the Indy one, but we were scheduled to go this year. We actually went to the Work Truck Show, which was in the first part of March. We drove our show vehicle up there. We left it there with a dealer with the anticipation of having it in our booth at KnowledgeFest in Indy. You know how that turned out. So that cost me $1,500 to get the truck shipped back here. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? All right, you know what? It's just about time, Jonathan. I'm going to turn this over to you. You can start your little routine and stuff, and we will go from there. And there's not a bunch of us on here, so if you have questions, feel free to ask. Again, what we're going to be doing here is we've got our new IQ line. Now, our IQ line basically is designed to give the customer an OE or an aftermarket radio with an OE look. And what we've got in here is on the Jeep JL is we've got a 9-inch flat screen that's available for this vehicle. We have a 10-inch that's a motorized screen. It kind of has a floating look. And then we're going to be introducing our new 12.1-inch T-Style. So anyways, Jonathan, go ahead and take over.
Okay.
Where'd you go?
I'm here. People are ringing in, so.
Okay.
Give them a second, I guess. What's up, guys? Oh, all that's up. Cool.
They muted.
Is that what happened? Cool. Right on. Should we give them 5 minutes?
You want to do 5?
Yeah, it's only 3:01.
Do 4.
4? Call it at 3:05?
We don't want to lose any.
That's true. That's true. How many we got? I can't see the screen. So.
We've only got 2.
Okay.
We've got Jason and an iPhone.
I see a Forced Marketing Solutions too.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, there is more here.
Yeah. Cool. more than yesterday.
Greg Bowling's on here.
Nice.
All right. Well,
We're getting
Cool.
somewhere.
I guess the Jeep JL was more popular than the Ram.
No, I'm telling you, I'm pretty confident people probably logged into the RAM, but they changed that link on us. So they went into the other video chat room, not this one.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. The one we were having issues with the echo on.
Oh, okay.
So every other linkable place I had changed, and I was pretty sure I changed those too, and I think they changed them back. So this one I went back in and rerouted.
I meant to tell you, I noticed that Craig added our Ranger video.
No, I did.
You know the Ford Ranger? Huh?
The one that
Did you?
you're talking about the one
Scott made?
Scott made. Yeah, I put it on
The
there.
one Scott? Oh, because it said Chris on there. Anyways, all right.
No, he made the
Good deal.
he made the slot, and then we inputted it.
Ah,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, the other stuff like
I gotcha.
all the products I added, so they'll say your name on them.
Okay.
So,
All right. Why don't you go ahead and get started?
all right, cool. Well, hey guys, my name's John. I'm tech support manager here at Linkswell. So we've got a Jeep JL in our makeshift booth here in our stock room. We're going to show you 3 of the radios that we have for the Jeep JL. 2 of them are going to be in our IQ line. Quick rundown on the IQ line. It's kind of got the same premise as a double DIN, where we're going to have roughly 4 versions of an IQ radio that will fit into a bunch of different kits. Your kits are going to come with your CAN bus harnesses, your plug and play and everything, steering wheel controls, backup camera retention, all of that stuff, so you won't need to get any extra CAN interfaces. It'll be in the kits, all plug and play. So we'll show you the 2 applications that'll work here on the Jeep, and then we've got our first T-style for the Jeep. For those who don't maybe know what our T-style is, that's our big Android radios that take up the AC controls and all that. We've got them for the Dodge truck, Ford truck, Chevy truck, Toyota truck. So we've got one for the Jeep too, so we'll be able to put a big old 12-inch screen in it as well. So real quick, we'll run through the IQs, and then we will throw in the T-style and take a look at that. So let's jump in. I'm pretty confident that everybody knows how to pull the dash apart on these, because it's fairly simple. But if just in case you don't, we'll go ahead and show you. So this climate control will literally just snaps out, and then there's going to be 2 screws down here below that hold the factory trim bezel, and then there'll be 4 screws that hold the radio, no matter which radio you have, whether you've got the 8-inch screen, 7-inch screen, 5-inch screen. That's how that'll all come out. And then once that's all out, obviously like a normal radio, we ran our microphone already. A note on the USBs. So this one's got the factory USB hub in it with the USB-C. So 99% of the time, whether it's IQ or whether it's our T-style, we aren't going to be able to retain the factory USBs to do CarPlay. So we could do we can keep the USBs, but the problem is all of these hubs have got a tremendous amount of circuitry in them that the factory radios use to do CarPlay. And so when you plug all of our electronics are in the radio, and when they're both there, Apple doesn't like it. And so we have one that's specifically for Apple. This Jeep, I actually took his hub apart and trimmed ours down and put it in there so it looks like factory, so he could plug in his iPhone into it. It'll run CarPlay, but it's because I took that apart. So just a note on that. When you get the IQ harness kits, they'll always come with the adapter for the factory hub. and it actually will adapt into, on the back of our IQ, the input that is actually for the CarPlay. So if it's an old car with just a standard USB, you'll probably be fine. But if it's not, then you'll want to not use the factory hub interface for the CarPlay. So yeah, just a little warning there. So what I'm going to put in first is this is our IQ 201. So this one, it's all, you can see in there, see if I can get a good picture of it. It's all going to sit flush. So like I said, the kit here is going to have this footprint, and then our IQs all have the exact same footprint. So this one specifically, this 201, is all smooth, all touchscreen. We also have one that's going to have a couple knobs on it for the guys that like the knobs. And then the next one we'll install is going to be our IQ 401 here. And this one is a floating screen, and it's a motorized one. It'll rotate from sitting vertical to horizontal. So we'll put this one in second. So any questions while I plug stuff in? I'll take no questions as a good thing. So as I mentioned before, the IQ kits are going to come with all of the adapters needed. On this Jeep specifically, they've got the new AHD reverse camera. So we've got our AHD camera adapter, so we can retain that factory camera. We'll plug in, it's this red one that looks like an antenna. We'll plug into our box, and then we'll get an RCA output for it to plug into our reverse in. Again, these IQ radios have the CAN bus built in it, so there's actually a small 2-pin plug that you want to make sure you plug in on these main harnesses. So mind the mess here, but let me find it. This guy right here, this guy's infamously missed, and when he's missed, the steering wheel controls and all the CAN bus interface doesn't work. So when you've got these harnesses with the CAN bus, this little white one, you'll want to make sure gets plugged in here in the corner. The power. Alright, that's most of what I need for this. So, actually need those clips. Give me a second. Told myself 3 times to get extra clips, and I didn't. Tops clip in, 2 screws at the bottom. And then she's installed. Grab our button. And then turn it on. Let's see. Not sure how well that's going to come out on the screen. See if I can change the view a bit. So these guys here are going to have the same thing as all of our other T-Styles. They're all Android based. So you got the cool stuff like Google Chrome, Play Store, YouTube. You can do Netflix, all that good stuff. But real quick, so once it's installed, if it has a CAN bus, you'll go into your settings, go to factory, and then input the passcode, which is 3368. hit confirm, and this is going to get you into all of the installer settings. So hopefully, for the most part, we don't want the customers in here too much because they can kind of mess some stuff up. But we'll hit car model.
This is a little.
Car model, and then we're going to look for XP. That's our software company, and then we'll find our make, which is Jeep. And then this new JL is actually going to run the same platform as the Cherokee, so we'll select Cherokee. And then you have high or low, meaning low is no amp, high would be if it had the factory amp. You select that, and then you are now officially programmed. So another thing that some of the IQs will offer, again, because it's going to totally depend on what the factory allows us to do, but we can do pop-ups for the climate control. Not sure if you can see that. Let me see if I switch screens again. So we got the pop-ups here. Now this Jeep was actually equipped with the low-line radio, so the factory radio didn't control it. But if it was the one with the factory high-end, we'd actually be able to control the climate controls from the touchscreen just like you could the factory. So we do our best to contain or retain all of those like key components that the factories had. Most of them we can do. There's a few here and there that we just aren't able to do. But again, like I said, you got the Wi-Fi, so you can go in there, hook it up to a hotspot, whether it's your phone, whether you have a separate hotspot, or your driveway and you want to download or watch Netflix or anything like that. It's all there. If it is a vehicle that doesn't have the CAN bus system, then you actually got built-in steering wheel controls, so you actually can go into hit the steering wheel and then you would just control each button as it needed. So again, no needed extra adapters for steering wheel controls. It's all built in. We're going to pretty much give you everything you need for the install as a whole. This one, again, cool stuff. Car info. So the stuff that the factory radio had programming are going to find up. You're going to find them in here. Whether you want to change the door locks, engine shutoff, suspension settings, factory settings, compass information, all of that stuff is going to be found there. Specifically with the Chrysler, a lot of the high-end Jeeps and high-end Dodge trucks are going to have that CD player in the center console, and so we can actually retain that. There's two RCAs back there that you would plug into the auxiliary input on the radio, and then you would open up car CD, and you would actually be able to control that factory CD player while getting the audio through that auxiliary. So again, some cool things to kind of set us apart a little bit when it comes to how you're able to do it. It does do Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I should have probably brought an iPhone cord so I could plug that in, but I will do it on the next one so you guys can see it. So this is the 201. Let me see. It's pretty slick and nice, and sits in there nice and pretty.
Very nice.
It's nice and flush. So
like those better.
So the dash kits that are like high gloss actually look really good with these decks because the radios themselves are.
If you want this to work, just have to sit behind the side of the house.
You want to mute.
You switch over to that, you need to switch to the metal. What do you think?
Probably.
So that's our 201, guys. If you give me a second, I'll put in our 401. And if you guys got any questions, please ask them, so it's not like an awkward silence while I take things apart.
You get all the coding off of it.
No questions. Nothing.
God, look at all this stuff.
Alright, so the install on this one's going to be the same. If you are going to be installing one of these 401s, a word of, I don't know, kind of pre-warning caution. So this, behind or below the radio, we've got our knobs. Let me change cue here. So these knobs here, so what actually happens if you set this radio in completely flush, when the radio spins, it actually taps a knob and it actually gets stuck. So we've got a fair amount of cars that it's just barely misses. So we are in the middle of kind of creating some wedges. So let me see if you can see the backside here. Get a good picture of that. So this is your mounting hole. So like I said, all of the kits are going to have the same hole and the same footprint, and you're going to have the screws to mount your radio into the dash kit. So for this specific one, I had to take and just wedge out a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys, hopefully you guys can see that. I'm trying to look in the camera too. So normally it would sit flush in here, but I had to just kind of stick out just a little bit, put a couple washers in there. So we're actually making a couple wedges that you can kind of have in stock as install tools to help you do stuff like this. So in this Jeep, it happened to be the bottom. I had to kind of kick the bottom out a little bit. In my Hyundai Sonata, it happened to be the opposite, where the dash came over the top hit. So I had to angle out the top a little bit. But once you get that angle, you don't really see the base anyway, so it doesn't look too bad. But note of caution. So I'll plug all this in. Again, same thing. I'm going to make sure you have that small white one for the CAN bus plugged in as well. Even if you don't have a backup camera, this harness here, the backup camera harness, has the Wi-Fi antenna, so you want to make sure you plug that in as well. So let's get that all plugged in. So these 401s have the circuitry in them for like a built-in 4G, so we can send you the harnesses. The problem is it's kind of an old 4G setup, so it's hard to get the SIM cards to fit. But if you have access to someone that can get you multiple SIM cards, then we can hook you up and you can do the 4G in it rather than just through your hotspot on your phone. Alright, so get it all shoved back in there again. Again, normally it wouldn't be this ugly, but nobody's talking, so it's already got awkward silence going on. Snap in the top. Two screws. It's in. We'll turn it on. And there's this one. I already got this one programmed, but I'll show you again real quick. Settings, factory settings, 3368. Confirm. And now we're in all of the factory settings. So we'll look for car model. And again, XPs are a software team. We're in a Jeep. Cherokee happens to be what we're running on, and then DVD or no DVD. So there's that. Again, I told you this one was motorized, so tap the button, and then you can have vertical screen rather than horizontal screen. Vertical screen is super cool when it comes to the navigation. It's nice to have the navigation up and down. Again, these guys will do CarPlay, so depending on which way you plug your phone in, wherever it is, CarPlay will either display like a vertical CarPlay where the buttons are on the bottom. If it's a wide screen, then it'll display them with the source buttons on the left side. And And yep, so that is our 401. They all got Bluetooth, because can't have a radio without a Bluetooth, for music streaming, for phone calls and whatnot. And then again, apps, so give it your hotspot and you can go into the Google Play Store. So like we got DirecTV on here, watch DirecTV while you're driving, multiple pages, Netflix, Instagram, Google, HBO Max, Prime, your Play Store, YouTube. Z-Link is actually our version of the app for CarPlay and Android Auto. So that is our 401. Not sure if anybody has any questions now after the 401. Anything? Nothing? I'm going to take that as I'm fabulous at explaining. That's what I'm going to take that as. Alright, so you're going to have to bear with me a little longer to do the T-style. This one's going to take a little bit more work to get in because I got to swap harnesses and stuff. So bear with me. I don't know if you want to tell him anything about any of the radios, Walt. If you're still there.
Well again, I'm here. Again, this is our IQ line. It's designed to give the customer an OE look at an aftermarket price. Currently, we have 5 models of radios in the IQ line. He showed you the 9-inch flat screen. He also showed you the 10.1-inch motorized. We also have a 10-inch with knobs, a 10-inch flat screen, and then we have a 10-inch motorized. Now, the way the IQ line works is you want to first start with the application guide. Look and see what kit you're going to be using. On the application guide, it'll give you a style size. It'll either be 9 or 10. And that's what you will use for when you're picking out your radio. Now, we actually have a kit also for the old Jeep, the JK. But the JK, we only have one model radio that'll fit, and that's a 10-inch. And it's kind of a floating screen, kind of like the motorized, but it is not motorized. And that one takes a special kit. But the kit will tell you that you need a 10H, which is horizontal, because again, the chassis on that one is a little bit different. But we've got a number of applications available right now, and weekly we're adding more and more. Mostly imports. We're now starting to work on the domestics. We have a kit in the IQ line for the old GM, the Suburbans, the Yukons, and that. And the old Chryslers, and again, some of those will take that new 10-inch horizontal. So, but it just, it gives the customer all the features and benefits of our T-style, but not all vehicles have the ability to allow us to put the large screen in. So this will allow them to do the Netflix and all that fun stuff, but on a smaller screen. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Is there a universal application for more of a custom type of setup or not?
Well, there's not, if you can, as you can see through the mounts and all that, these don't mount like a regular double DIN radio and stuff like that. So if you are making a custom console or something like that, yes. We have a universal power harness, and you just need to ask for that when you're ordering the radio, and we'll give you that for free, because the power harness is included in the kit, because again, with the CAN bus and all that. But you can, if you're going to do a custom install, you can do that, but it's not your normal double DIN mount. Now, we are working on a 13.3 motorized screen that will be a double DIN application. So the concept behind that is it will work with the Metro, the Scotia, and all that double DIN kits, but it'll have the features of the Android features that our radio has. So again, if you can make a custom mount and all that, you just need to make sure to order that extra power harness.
Yeah, so this is essentially what the footprint will be on all of them. The shape will be the same, like thickness of the face, and then yeah. So if you made something, you could mount any of them in there, and essentially everything's just a basic radio. So, all right. So the T-style. Don't even think I've put it in the screen yet. So this one here is actually going to take over the buttons for the starting and all that. So I actually need to go pull those off. But it's going to take over this whole thing, and it's going to throw a 12-inch screen over the top. And so we're going to put a couple brackets here on what was the factory radio mounts so that we can have something to screw our T-style to. So this is a 3D printed bezel, so the bezel's not a full bezel, so I got to try and be a little... I've been warned by my engineers to be gentle with it. So bear with me as I'm gentle with our 3D printed bezel.
Again, most of our systems include everything you need. Now, there are some applications, like, for instance, our Ford T-style for the F-Series pickup truck. You will have the unit itself will fit most of the applications out there, but Ford has some options like the 360 camera system or the Bang & Olufsen audio system, and some of those require an adapter for that. But as far as your steering wheel control, your backup camera, all of that, our systems are designed to work with that. You don't need to buy those extra kits. So, when you're pricing out our unit, compared to putting in a Pioneer or a Kenwood or an Alpine, when you start pricing the radio, the kit, the harness, and all that other stuff, it throws you right up there where our units are at, and we've got a much larger screen. So, and a lot of cool features when you can do the go on the internet, you can do your emails, you can Google search, all of that stuff, and like Jonathan mentioned, on the 10-inch screen, when you have that vertical, that navigation, it really looks cool, especially if you're using Waze or Waze, and you've got all those people that show the different cars and stuff like that. It's a long screen, and it makes it kind of cool.
Sorry, I'll be back in the truck in a second. Pulling off the start button.
And typically, all of our units are plug and play. And you're not going to be modifying the dash or changing anything on the harness and that. So all of the factory stuff can go right back in again. Customer trading it in, getting a newer model or what have you, he can put his factory radio back in, which makes it kind of nice.
Are all these kits going to be simplified far as year, make, and model?
What do you mean by simplified? I mean, we have an application guide that tells you what year, make, and model they fit. Again, right now we have mostly import, but we are working on the domestics. But they go quite a few years. So what do you mean?
So basically, the question I mean is the option wise. You got to determine the option, but the kit will handle all the different options, whether it's JBL, non-JBL, is what I'm saying.
Gotcha. Yes. These are, again, except for like on the Ford, if you have the Bang & Olufsen system, there is an adapter that's, well, there's an adapter required for most of those, not all of them, and Jonathan could help more on how you determine whether you need the adapter or not. But no, our kits do include all the stuff, like for instance the Toyota, the T-Style, it doesn't matter if you have the JBL system or not, or will work in there. The GM T-Style does require the Bose adapter if you're using that, but other than that it doesn't. The Ram, it doesn't matter which vehicle, whether you have the Alpine or not, our system works with that.
So, example right now, in the last couple of weeks, we've done about 10 F-150s and with different brands of stuff. And to give you an example, why I've just bought one for myself. It's a work truck and demo truck for our new retail location. And, just simple question is, I have the big screen in this truck, but I don't have any amplified system. Whereas, just like yesterday, we just finished up a Mustang. We used a Metra kit because we needed it quick, and I was just on the road working, and went with what we know was working true. Moving forward, we want to be more involved with you guys and start selling this stuff. But I've got to be educated and educate my team as well.
Right. So when you're talking the Ford truck, what year truck do you have?
19. I bought a used 19 with 10,000 miles on it, Ford F-150 extended cab. So we're going to do, we want to show what we can do with our complete system in this truck. So basically we want to be able to give a connectivity, because what we're getting now is a lot of the dealers are ordering the work trucks with the, especially the work trucks, with the small 4.3 screen, and then allowing us to do the upgrades.
Right.
Give the customer multiple camera inputs.
Okay.
Like we have trucks that have fifth wheel and regular trailer hitch beds in the gas and oil industry. And so with those trucks, they want two cameras, one on top of the headache bar and one on the back. So we use the upfitter switches to basically incorporate multiple cameras with a switcher system, both front, rear, upper and lower, and that allows the customer to be able to do that. Some of the radios we've installed obviously have a front and rear already. We just got to switch the rear based on what their needs are.
Okay, well, we just recently, I don't know if you're familiar with our company, but we used to be involved heavily in navigation and camera interfaces, and we just launched this last month a multi-camera interface for the F-Series application. Now, right now it's only for the F-Series. We will be doing it for our RAM and everything. But this device, are you familiar with the factory 360 camera system?
Yes, we are.
Okay, when you hit the 360 button at the top, it brings the images on the dash of the radio, and you choose which screen you want to look at?
Correct.
Okay. This works primarily the same way. It is automatic. When you use the turn signals, it turns the side cameras on. When you put it in reverse, it turns on the back camera. But it also gives you the option of doing a front camera. You can also do a cargo camera, and you can also do a back trailer camera. And you can switch the backup camera from the tailgate camera to the trailer camera, and it's all done on the screen.
That's very nice.
Now this adapter, the multi-camera device, your cost on that is $95. Now it does not include cameras. We were trying. we were looking at possibly doing all that, but there are so many different cameras out there. And like, for instance, the F-150, they have those camera kits for those, which are really, really nice, but they don't work for the F-250. And, our unit works on the F-250, the 350, and all that. So anyways, but this multi-camera device, your cost is $95, and then you choose whatever cameras you want to use. And it is actually, Jonathan, isn't there a video on our website of that system?
Yeah, it's in our YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a video of our multi-camera device. We just installed one in a truck the other day. But the one thing you do have to watch out for on the F-Series and in the larger trucks, Ford does make what's called a fleet option vehicle. Now, typically these vehicles have got rubber floor mats, with a strange radio in that. We have a system for that. We actually currently have to use our Expedition radio, and we have a special bracket and a special harness. It will work with that application, but it's a different application.
Is there a way to distinguish that, sir?
Well, basically, again, if you get into the truck, if it has that 4-inch screen with a backup camera, you're good. Okay, that one is fine. But if it has the rubber seats and a weird-looking radio, then that one is the fleet version, and that's going to require our Expedition radio and a different harness.
Okay, like my truck does not. It has the rubber floor mats. It has a normal-looking 7-8-inch screen in it. It has Apple CarPlay. It has all the normal features to it, so it doesn't have that weird. I know which one you're talking about now.
Okay.
It does not have the weird application. So I want to do. I'll be getting with you Monday. I'll call you Monday. We'll get what we got to get together and order what we need for my truck so I can demo it to car lots.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. All right, Jonathan, go ahead.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so here's the back. Let's see if I can get that in frame. So all of our plugs are going to go in there. Our Gen 4s all have HDMI in and out, which will be nice. So I'll be able to use, I'm going to plug into our out and go into the feed so that you're not having to look at the screen through the camera. You'll actually get to see a live feed of the screen. So I'll go ahead and do that as well. But you got all your different plugs here. These are all keyed, so you should be able to not put them in the wrong spots. So if you have to force it, it's not the right spot, because some of them will have the same pin number, just a different key. And you want to make sure you get your Wi-Fi antenna plugged in and your nav antenna. And you can see back here, so I had to take the factory start-stop button off the factory bezel and mount it on there. Again, this is 3D printed, so the clips are all snapped up. The real one will not look like that. But give me a second. Let's plug this all in. Oh, that's the other thing. I'm not sure if you saw when I put the mounts in. So we used the same factory 4 screws from the factory radio to mount these brackets here, which gives us the opportunity to put a couple nice bolts in here to make sure the radio doesn't slide out, because we know how Jeep folks are. They like to go off-roading. Let me plug
that was one of my major concerns, is making sure that this thing mounts properly. And when I was questioning our engineers, they actually, I guess, had a road up by our factory that was pretty beaten up, and they took it for a ride, and that thing was bouncing, and our radio was staying solid. Everything was working fine. So we're not too concerned about the off-roaders using this.
That's going to be fun to get in. Sorry, it's a big HDMI. It's long, so it's fat. Alright. There is one plug off to the side here. I want to make a note. So some of our T-Styles actually have like buttons and whatnot. So the Tundra and the GM both will have one of these small plugs that you want to make sure you plug in, because it's what's going to make the physical buttons on the side here work. So if those aren't working, that's probably where the problem lies. So let me see if I can get all this back in there. This one's going to be a little bit more fun than the IQs were. Yes. HDMI is going to be the vice. Guess I should have ran a small HDMI. Come on now. Should put that tip on my drill too. Sorry guys, bear with me here. Trying to not break my 3D printed bezel. Alright, I'm just going to stick with the 2 for now. Give you guys the view of it. There you go. This is, can you see the screen all right?
Yeah, it's okay. It's distance away, but you can see it.
Yep, hang on. I will get you good in 2 seconds.
Okay, maybe 3.
There you go. Now you can see it, yeah? You see the live screen?
Yeah. So on the right is actually the screen itself. That's the image.
Yeah, the HDMI out. Close the door so that icon gets out of the way.
We do have a software available for our Jeep application for those guys that take their doors off. Obviously, you've got to do a special software on that, but there is an application for that. It's just a software update.
Indeed. So we just released our latest firmware. So if any of you guys have ever installed any of our systems, you know when you would have to go in there and you'd have to program which climate control it had. You had to go in there and put a passcode. So we've kind of simplified all the settings now. So now your first setup, you just go to Settings Guide, and then you select what model AC you have, Wrangler, and we had manual. Okay, so no need for a passcode this time. Steering wheel heater, seat heater, cooled seats, all right there, real quick and easy to turn on. Camera, same thing. So we're getting everything preset for the multicam that Walt was talking earlier. That we'll be able to have it plug in. So when you want to do, if you customer wants the multicam system, you just turn it on, and then all of your icons will populate. Save and reboot would save all of your settings, and then that's that. So, but let me see. I don't remember what all we had on here. It is hooked to Wi-Fi, so of course we could do Google Chrome. Go to YouTube. Can even search out there's our channel, website. We're live right now. That's us. So Google Play, so App List, your Google Play Store. So you set up an account, and again, you can download a plethora of apps, stuff like Netflix, Hulu. There you go.
QuickBooks available so I can do my office work.
Say that one more time.
I'm not sure if QuickBooks is on there.
We need to get the QuickBooks app on there so I can do it. I can bill Carlot with it.
That's a good question. I wonder if we could get QuickBooks on there. I'm not sure.
We'll have to talk to the engineers.
Yeah.
If it's in the Play Store, I don't see why, but obviously you have certain protocols.
Yeah, so some apps will freak out. So especially anything that's streaming like Netflix. So we actually will preload Netflix, and we also have a version of the APK on our website because Netflix realizes when a tablet has been rooted. And so for the copyright infringement stuff, they actually won't let you download it. So there's certain apps that realize, because we have to root the tablet in order for it to control and work with all of the different stuff the car has. So it has to be rooted, and so some apps don't like that.
So pretty much all of our T-style radios have this same screen. And depending on the level of accessories or features that a vehicle has, depends on what the settings would be and stuff like that. Now, navigation, you see the navigation button on there. With navigation, when we, probably 3 years ago, when we started launching our Gen 1, we loaded all of them with the iGo navigation software on the unit. And we found that probably 70% of the people here in the U.S. would rather use other forms of navigation, i.e. Waze, Google Maps, or something like that, that doesn't have a charge to it. So what you do when you install this unit, you can direct that navigation button to either go to the iGo navigation software or to Waze, Google Maps, and that. Now, you can order the unit and have the iGo added as an option, or let's say your customer buys the unit and later on decides he wishes to have it, there's a process to have it added after that. The plus side to iGo navigation software is you do not have to have cell service. It works no matter what. The downside, unlike navigation software years ago that they updated every 18 to 24 months, iGo updates their software every 6 months. Now, for your customer to have the updated greatest software, they have to pay for that. Now, they don't have to do it. Obviously, they can continue to run the unit on the older navigation software, but there'll be some streets and stuff. It all depends on if they're going into areas where there's a lot of building and stuff like that. But anyways, so with the navigation, you have a number of different options. And again, when you're installing it, you go into the settings page to where you're going to direct that navigation button. But the home page has all the icons on the front, and then if you're on a page like this, they have the icons at the bottom, and then you can swipe through. You want to go through the different ones, Jonathan? Just kind of briefly.
Sure. So the latest update too will also let you rearrange, so you can move things around. Phone link's going to be CarPlay, and again, like a knucklehead, I didn't run the USB so that I could actually show you CarPlay. If you want, I can take it out real quick and show it to you guys if you want to hang on for a second after we're all done. Music, so we have a native music player. There's a bunch of apps out there. One of them, I can't remember what the one was, that's got all the cool displays and stuff like that. So you can actually control which app. So if you want to hook your radio up to Wi-Fi every time and you want to hit the button and open Pandora, you can actually program the music button to open up Pandora instead of this app. All of that in the settings, so you can actually tell it what you want each thing. So here it says video, it's set to the default app, so I can say, no, you know what, when I hit video, I want it to open up Netflix, and then when I hit video now, it's going to open up Netflix rather than the native video player. And you can do that with most of them. So radio, obviously AM, FM radio. Your climate button, again, pops up all your climate controls. So this one's got it all touchscreen. As well, the Jeep's going to have a lot of the buttons on the side too. So your fan up and down, your temp up and down, you can adjust those on the fly here real quick and easy. Volume knob, track knob. So those are there. Your seat heater icons and stuff like that, if you had them, would all populate on this page as well. So we can swipe for the next one. So here we got Google Chrome. You have auxiliary in. So if you had aux, or again, if this one had that factory CD player, that aux would you'd actually be able to control the factory CD player. Settings icon, we know what that is. Apps. So this will be where you find all of your downloaded apps. So all the apps that you download from the Play Store or via just hard driving them in through the APK, through the file manager, they'll all list up here. HDMI, so again, we have an HDMI input, so you can do things like Fire Stick, Apple TV, Xbox. We've got some guys that tag us on our social media, them playing Xbox on the dash of their cars. So it's just an HDMI in, run it in, plug it in, you have pretty much any source you have. You can mirror your use that to mirror your phone. We used to do USB mirroring through Android, and we used to do Wi-Fi mirroring for the Apple. But as the updates progress with Apple, most apps won't let you do it anymore unless you have like an Apple authorized everything. So it became pretty much pointless, and even Android's starting to lock down too. Any of the apps really that you would want to project, they're not letting you project anymore. So its safest way to do that was just HDMI, because they usually don't lock anything out on HDMI. So that would be your input. File Manager, because these are tablets, they're computers. File Manager is where you're going to do a lot of work when it comes to downloading different files, installing files. If you put a thumb drive and you put an APK file on it, you would plug it in there and it would show up here as one of your options, and you can hit it, tell it you want it to install or whatever. All that'll happen just like your computer will. Camera, access to your camera. So we do have the adapter, so this is the factory camera. So we do retain that. Again, comes with the kit. It's all plug and play on that end. If it's in reverse, we'll give you the dynamic guidelines and all of that. It comes set for a right side input and a front camera input. I don't have them on here, but that's what those are. Swipe again, and then we give you a whole row of customizing icons. So these ones here, you can hot button whatever you want. So I've made one hot button say Netflix, one hot button says ADAS, which would be, it's a USB powered DVR camera that we have. So it plugs into the DVR and you're able to watch what you're doing, control what you're doing. And it has a very basic ADAS system, so lane departure, stop and go traffic, and collision warning. The system works well as for what it is, but because it's not attached to any of the CAN bus on the vehicle, like it doesn't know if your turn signal's on. So if you like slowly merge, it's going to go off on you. If there's a sharp turn ahead of you, the lane avoidance will go off. So they're a little temperamental, but they do work. And then we swipe again, and then we've got hot buttons. So this page isn't a huge deal for the Jeep guy or even the Chevy guy, because you guys have hard buttons on the side. But for the the Ford and the Dodge Ram, they're just screens. There's no hard buttons. So you can have your bottom one here could be your quick access for your fan speed, AC on off, and your temperature and whatnot. Just so they're a little bit faster, quicker on the fly than having to swipe and find climate and have the stuff pop up. They'd all be there. So that's pretty much the basic rundown of how everything works. Again, new settings page. So general settings, your timer, dimmer, antenna power, stuff like that. Standard things going on, audio. So we got different gain controls. One of the things that we struggle with Bluetooth, and some people do anyways, is the level change between like a Bluetooth phone call and music or stuff like that. And so we'll give you the gain control individually there. Your HDMI output, you can change from full screen, which is what you're seeing, so you'll see the icons, to just video, meaning the only thing it will project out is like video playing. So if you've got a set of headrest monitors or a flip down, you can make it so they only see when the actual movie's playing, whether it's Netflix or Hulu or whatever, or USB. Or you can have them see the whole display. For us, it functionally works best because then you can see everything we're doing. User settings, this is where you're going to set all of your different, so you can set a different nav app. So we've got some guys that are like big hunters and they want to use their hunting apps and all that. So they can say, hey, I want this app to open when I hit navigation. Boot logo is actually where you can switch your the startup page. So you notice when you started it up, it was just a random Jeep. So some guys loved making their own. So if they had a file, or they put that file on a USB, and had that plugged in, and when they went there, it would actually list all the images, and they could just select it. And then once they selected it, the next time they booted up, that's what they would see. So that's in there. And again, you can set your music app, your video icon, and then your 7 app icons, all programmable there. System. So this is one thing that we're really excited about, especially me because I'm tech support. Once everything's launched into our APP44, which is what this is here, you'll be able to do updates via Wi-Fi. So you got stuff hooked to Wi-Fi, they can actually check for updates, and it'll let them know if there's an update for them. So this one says it needs an update. I'm not going to, because this one's got a special program. It would change all kinds of things on me. But same thing, MCU. You can check it. So see, this one's running MCU FO39. The latest one is FO44. So as we start to fix things, when you take your car to Ford and they change something with the way the timing is, a lot of times it'll come back and affect what's going on with our stuff. And so we'll constantly be doing little tweaks here and there with issues that are popping up. CanBox, same thing. So you're able to see if you need an update. And if you don't need one, down at the bottom it'll just say already latest update, no need for an update. Yeah, there you go. This one has it already, the latest version, no upgrade necessary. So your customers at a certain point can just keep track of their own updates. Should make your job easier. Will definitely make our job easier. We catch a lot of calls with updates and people struggling with how to do it. So all of our new stuff's going to come out with this new APP that has over-the-air updates, which should help everybody involved. So, any questions?
Yeah, I was talking. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I was talking with one of our electronic engineers here in our office, and I was asking them, the units get returned. What percentage of them are just because the update was done wrong or something? And they're telling me anywhere from 80 to 85% of them are coming back because the software didn't get updated properly. So I'm excited about this new version also, because now, I can't do the updates on these things. So this will make it a lot easier for us, a lot easier for you, and a lot easier for your customer. They don't need to come into your shop. They just pull into their garage, hook up to their Wi-Fi, and they're good to go. Okay, I'm done.
Well, I'm pretty much done too, unless people got questions or want to see something specific.
Again, yesterday we did an install in our 1920 RAM application. We hope to be launching. We did a soft launch on that. There's a few pieces out there. We hope to be doing a full launch in the next couple of weeks. We've got one feature that we're challenged to duplicate. Some of the RAM vehicles have this trailer braking system sensor, or they can change the sensitivity of it, and we're unable to duplicate that at this time. We have a vehicle located here locally. We got the harness in the other day, so we can do some testing on that next week. And tomorrow we're going to have a Mustang that's a local vehicle here, has one of our previous units in it. We've got a new 12.1 inch for that one also. And we're going to be having that in the vehicle, along with a new product line that we're looking at introducing, and it's a passenger entertainment screen. This is a screen that's going to go in front of the passenger, allow them to see various things, So anyways, that will be in our booth tomorrow. Please feel free to come back and join us, and in a little bit we'll have the Jeep out of our booth, and if you want to come back, we have a lot of our other radios on display and stuff like that. So we'll be here live for the next couple of hours. So again, any questions, anything? I don't see any hands raised or anything like that, so we want to thank you guys for joining, and we appreciate your time and taking some time out of your weekend and joining us.
There's Apple CarPlay. I guess that's that, huh?
I guess so.
All right. Well, let me put this all back in. Like in?
Yeah, you gotta put the 10.1 back.
No, I'm supposed to put this in here.
Oh, you're gonna leave that one in there? Okay.
Yeah, I was supposed to.
That's fine.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So let me
Let him run some.
yeah. Let me run the USB, pull that HDMI out. That HDMI out looks
Sounds like
so
a
good,
plan.
man. It's like a game changer.
Yeah. That makes it so much better for showing the settings and stuff like that on the
Yeah,
unit. That's
no, it
for
really
sure.
does. Like, it just makes, it's like night and day. So, yep. All right. Let me get this out again, and then I have to try and get it in again. I didn't see. It looked like we had a decent amount in there.
No, there was, but it's not they're not showing as being in the booth.
Yeah, because they just went into our. They're not in our booth because they get redirected to Zoom. So
Well, I get that, but I thought they would have to go to our booth to get to Zoom to get to us.
no, I think
You know what I mean?
no, because if they signed up, they probably got a notification that said, "Hey, your thing's starting. Click here to join."
Oh,
So that's
I
why.
gotcha.
Yeah, that's why I think we didn't get anybody yesterday, is because they switched it over to their platform. So when everybody clicked it, they went into an empty room. Well, they were there. We weren't there. So
Oh, I gotcha.
yeah, so we might have had some people in there. We just didn't know. I don't know that that's what it was. I want to hope that's what it was,
Yeah.
because otherwise,
Well, we have the video. We have the video anyways. So.
yeah, it's on YouTube. I feel like this one was much more, much better. But anyways, I want to get this out of here because
Yeah.
YouTube's still live. I mean, might as well keep it live, right? I don't know.
No, that's fine. We still got a few people hanging in there. So.
Yeah, let me pull this out and then
That's
I will.
all right.
If I can find my tip, then I will.
And we pull the Jeep out, and then we can have the booth there.
Yeah, I'll get some. Yeah, we'll slide the cameras around. So, surprised Walt didn't call in. He said he was going to.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Amy came on.
Who? Oh, from mobile.
Amy Gilroy.
Okay,
Yeah, she came in.
that's cool. Yeah, I posted a few videos on Instagram of the truck this morning, and got a lot of people all excited. Like, is it available? Like,
That thing is gonna. I think we're gonna do real well with that unit.
yeah, no, I agree.
It really.
It's been one that people have been asking for a while.
What's that?
I said it's been one they've been asking for a while.
Yeah, but this one just looks so clean.
Yeah, much better than the other one, that's for sure. That
Much
is
better.
for sure. Alright.
We just gotta get that truck back in here to figure out that trailer brake system.
Yeah, that's my buddy knows, he's ready and willing. I just need to know when all the engineers are ready and willing.
Yeah, well the cable's here, so hopefully Tuesday or Wednesday we can set it up.
Sounds good.
Get that figured out. They've got enough to make another 30 pieces for me. I think if we get this thing figured out, they're gonna have to triple that.
Well, yeah, because we're down to one, right?
Well, yeah, actually we have two units. We have one with IGO and then the one here in my office.
Oh, because say there's one back here. Oh, well, yeah, you have it now.
But I have a handful on back order still too.
Right.
Nobody. But I don't want to get too many out there until we get that trailer brake system fixed.
Sure. I had a guy on Instagram ask me when I was doing the Jeep video if I could show what it looks like in reverse. I tried. It wouldn't let me shift in reverse unless it was running.
Oh! So you can see the lines and everything?
Yeah, I guess. So.
Ah. Huh.
Yeah. I tried. Come on, get in there. So does it still show 0 in our booth?
Yeah, it does. It does still show 0. And I cannot figure out these reports.
Yeah, I couldn't either. I kind of quit trying. They were frustrating me.
Yeah.
Because you click it and then it like the data doesn't really like it doesn't. Like I don't understand what it's supposed to be reading. It doesn't say much. Like it's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried.
Oh well.
That's what I thought. Get in there. Clip. Bada bing, bada boom. Looks factory, but it's not. That's the way we roll. Alright. I feel like the Sling Studios worked out pretty well too.
Yeah.
The ability to switch camera angles is nice. So, see if I can get this all in.
You know, it was funny though when one of the guys was on. I don't know what happened, but it was you were cutting in and out and everything else.
Oh,
And it
audio
was
or?
really weird, but when he, you know, and when he ended up signing off, it was fine.
Huh.
And it wasn't because of the number of people, because we ended up getting more people afterwards, and you were fine. It was just this one guy, and he was unmuted,
Huh.
but it was affecting your audio.
Oh, well, because it could be Zoom was having a hard time figuring out who it should listen to. That's probably what it was.
Oh, okay.
Because Zoom does its best to, like, mute people when it needs to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, another guy asking if the RAM radio is ready to order.
Well, again, I don't mind shipping them as long as they understand about the trailer, because that's the only thing. Although we ought to wait a couple of days and see what Tony's customer or friend has to say.
Yeah.
We do have some out there, and but I don't know if they've been installed yet or not.
Yeah, I don't know either. IDK.
Do you have the Mustang listed as an event for tomorrow?
No, I don't. I don't know. Do we have another event that we can use?
Well, it says I'm looking at this report, and it says, our one booth says 3 events.
Yeah, but it's not posted.
104 views, no downloads, no email shares, but 10 registrants.
Yes, that's what it said yesterday on the Dodge one.
So I don't know what the deal is.
So, I mean, I can turn that one into... It's not posted yet, so it's not real. I think it's set aside so that we can have it. Like, see, it says Chris did it, right?
Actually, I can't see that part of it.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it says that Chris made it, because I think it's part of, like, the... like original whatever.
Right, I got you.
Yeah. But I mean, if you want me to turn it into an event, I can.
Well, again, we'll have the Mustang here, Dell. It's been confirmed. So, I mean, not that we'll do an install or anything like that, but people can view it.
Yeah, I'd like to have it all done before people log in.
That's the plan on that one.
Yeah, well, we know how plans have gone around this.
Yeah.
We've planned 6 weeks from Tuesday, and not many of those have actually come to fruition. So, can't find my last USB I need. Where, oh where are you? Oh, did I find you? I did. Cool. It was right where I was looking for the last 5 minutes. Okay, I think I need to get up one more time. I think.
Probably should have had James come in.
That guy. I guess Gina put him on blast earlier yesterday. She's like, "Why are you staying, Jen?" And she's like, "'Cause John needs help." She's like, "James, why aren't you staying?" Made me laugh. Every time the TV screen recycles, it flashes. And every time it does, it catches me out of the corner of my eye like something's happening. And I look up. Every time. Every 8 minutes. It's driving me crazy. It's like the 5th time today.
The one in the booth?
Yeah, the TV on the booth that's got our logo floating on it.
Logo on it?
Yeah. Every time it recycles, the thing pops up at the bottom to say it's replaying. And I look up like, oh, what's happening? Oh, nothing. It again. It's same thing. And I've done it every time it's recycled. But, you know.
Make it so you don't fall asleep.
I guess. Alright. Now I think I got everything I need. People are going to watch our video and be like, yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to go to KnowledgeFest. That's really boring. People talking about nothing.
Well, still nobody in our booth.
Huh.
It's really weird.
So I'm not sure how that came out, but it did. I have to fix that. Oh, somebody left.
Jason left.
He's like, yeah, I'm done with these guys.
His hot chocolate was probably ready.
I'm down.
Every family has their own unique story. Give your family a chance to discover theirs this holiday season.
Ah, man. This is unnerving.
Pretty boring looking at this wire harness hanging out of a dash.
Yeah, well, you could watch me like trying to take this thing apart without breaking it. Got it. Okay. Whew.
Just wish I could figure out how this website and all that works.
Couldn't tell you.
It's a lot more user friendly than SEMA was, that's for sure.
Yes. And we've already talked to more people than we did at SEMA.
Yeah, was the setup easier? Or about the same?
It was about the same. The one thing that this one was harder is it didn't give me any parameters for file sizes and stuff.
Okay.
So I had to like guess. Like I'd try to put a file in and it would say, oh, wrong size. But it wouldn't say why. It would just tell me it was the wrong size. Someone come in?
Hello, Michael's iPad. Hello, Michael's iPad.
Hello, Walt. How are you?
Right about you.
Good, buddy.
So see the Jeep all torn apart?
I do.
You missed the training.
Pardon me? I know. I'm sorry. We were running around today doing the Christmas stuff, but
Did you get my present?
I did. You have good training today on the Jeep?
It was good, yeah. We're not sure what happened yesterday. We're surmising that, because the way this thing is linked, see, we're running it through our Zoom account, and we think they did something. We were trying to do both Zoom and through their website, but we were having one heck of an echo. And so we reverted back to just us. And we got a feeling they might have changed some setting or something like that, and most people ended up going to the other one where we weren't at. We haven't heard anything. Nobody said anything about it, but but today we had quite a few people on, so it was good.
Good. How about last night?
Again, last night we didn't have anybody.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. That's but the Dodge install. Were you doing the Dodge install?
That was yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. It's last night, right? 6 o'clock. Yeah, 6 your time, right? No, 6 our time. 6 Eastern. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that looks good. The Dodge and the brake system or whatever you call that is. As soon as you get that worked out, we're good to go with everything, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah, it turned out. I mean, it turned out very, very well.
Good. Good.
There's a YouTube video out there floating around.
Okay.
It's unedited and everything, but it's out there. Jonathan will, in the next couple of days, go in and edit it and everything. But we're excited about it. He's gotten a lot of responses on our social media page and everything else. So there's a lot of people that are. I really think it might be as popular as the Ford unit.
Yeah, I think you're right, Walt. I think that the application 19 to 21 is going to help a lot. I really do. We sent quite a few down here in the southeast, so you must have gotten more in.
Well, we only got 20 in, so we sent some out with the understanding that they only use it in the base model vehicle.
Right. Well, I know Louis bought 4, and I think Billy bought 3 or 4.
Billy, what happened was, I don't know if my warehouse guy was sabotaging me or not, but we had a warehouse guy just quit on us the other day, and, the guy did not make any mistakes the whole time he was here, but the last day, he shipped Billy those 3 units, and Billy wasn't supposed to get them. He didn't even order them.
Okay.
But because when Billy found out what they were, he didn't want to return.
Good. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I knew I saw 3 shipped to him, so that's good.
He was. I think he was ordering 3 of the Gen 4 Ford units. And we shipped those. He got those too. Again, I don't know why our warehouse guy. Because they're not next to each other on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
The part numbers they do have 12-1 on both part numbers, but he just went ahead and shipped him those 3 Dodge units. And anyway, so when Billy found out what they were, he decided he wanted to keep them. So.
He knew we had them. I blasted that out to everybody. So
yeah, well,
Louis jumped on him right away. I know that he ordered 4 right away.
Yeah.
Well, good. Hey, Walt, I'm a little concerned as you are about the possibility of a big price increase next year, huh?
There is no possibility. It is going to happen, and it's not just us.
I know that.
It's everybody in the electronics industry. A number of places have a number of component factories have gone out of business.
Yeah.
And there's people that have bought up what's available, and they're now saying, "Oh, you want it? Guess what? This is how much it's going to cost." So, we're going to be as light as we can be, but we'll see what happens.
So it's not just the tariff. It's supply and demand, basically, right?
Yeah, like I said, there's a number of component factories in China that have gone belly up, and the components that were left, there were a handful of people that bought them up, and now they're saying if you want them, you got to pay top dollar for them.
Gotcha. Okay.
And again, it's everybody. It's not just us. Amy Gilroy called me the other day, and we were talking, and she's hearing it from some of the other suppliers also. So.
Yeah, it's crazy times, just incredible.
It is, and I was hoping that Biden was going to back off on these tariffs, but so far he said he's not going to do anything at this point. But
he better. He needs to.
Yeah.
Well, that will help, right? If he backs off on the tariff, that will help, won't it?
Yeah, it will help some, but we still have. Again, it's still the components, and we will be able to. I think that the T style will probably not be hit as hard as the IQ stuff.
So you're going to put a Jeep T style in tomorrow?
Jonathan's doing it right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I didn't. Okay. Okay.
Now we did that. We did that training. We started that at 6. That's it right there.
That looks great. Looks great.
Yeah.
Wow. What's that going to do to our IQ radio?
You know what, Michael? I don't think it's going to hurt it, because this is almost double the cost.
That's true. That is true. Right.
You know?
You're looking at 450 versus whatever this one is, distributor or expediter cost.
This one's probably going to be $875, somewhere around there.
Okay.
So you know, you're looking at almost double the cost. So there's going to be some people that aren't going to want to put something like this in. But again, I tell you, so far we did a little quick blurt on it a few weeks ago, and I think it was at SEMA, as a matter of fact. And we've already got people asking when.
Of course.
So, and Ken said he's trying to get the tooling factory to get the tool done right after the first of the year. So that's the key.
Good.
We pretty much have the electronics and all that. It's just that bezel, Hey,
Walt, did you ever buy the GM truck to ship to China?
We have not got the factory. Still does not feel confident that they are going to be able to do anything with it.
Okay.
So they're still, they've requested, and we've sent them, information on the vehicle and stuff like that. But apparently, the electronics, the actual electronics in that vehicle are something that's new, and they cannot figure it out yet. So until they're able to figure it out, there's no sense in it, but so we're waiting to see. I'm contemplating to buying a Jeep Gladiator right now because of this unit that Jonathan's putting in right now. I'm thinking about getting a Gladiator for a year or two, but anyways,
it's a good vehicle. It's a nice vehicle. That looks good.
They don't give those away.
Yeah.
These aren't cheap.
Looks good though. That looks good, man.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
Good. How about where are we with Sirius? Same.
Oh my gosh. Michael, that company is so difficult to deal with. And I've been meaning to get a hold of. I can't think of his name now. The guy here locally. Anyways, the guy that we're working with. They're making us give them and show all this information and stuff like that, and we're being challenged to be able to get all that information. And what's frustrating as all heck is, I don't know if you know it or not, but I have 2 Scion XPs, and the old 06 model. And one of them was so clean, I didn't want to do anything to it. So I have the factory radio in it, and I got a hold of Vase, and Vase sent me the Sirius Sat adapter for this thing. And, the only thing I can see on my screen is 60s on 6, 70s on 7. I can't tell what music's playing. I don't see the album cover or anything like that. But yet Vase was able to introduce this piece. But, we've got, again, they keep saying, well, you're not showing this information. You're not showing this information. And it's just, I feel so sorry for our engineers because they're having to rewrite software, We've got 4 units sitting here waiting to be able to ship to them for testing. But until they give us the go-ahead on the software, they're just sitting here, We haven't given up. We're still trying, and
it's been going on 3 years.
No, it's been a year and a half.
Okay. All right.
It's been a year and a half. But it's so frustrating, because we got it working. It works, but it doesn't give the information that they want to be able to supply to the customer.
Okay.
My gosh, it's the same old thing with, let the customer decide that.
Exactly.
You know, it's kind of like one of the issues that we had was when because the way our system worked, if you're driving along and you're listening to sat radio and you pull into a gas station to get gas and you turn off the vehicle, get gas, you start the car back up again, well, you had to go back to the sat app, you had to open that back up again, you had to get, you know, back to the sat radio. They did not like that. They said we had to fix that, which I guess we were able to do, but it's just like, well, you know what? Just tell the customer that that's how it works, you know? I mean,
Exactly.
you know, don't, because I mean, I've got a handful of I've got a file with a handful of customers that said, hey, as soon as you got sat radio, give me a holler because I'm not interested. And you know, that's one of our biggest problems for a Canadian market. Radio reception up in Canada is just beyond terrible, and so a lot of these Canadians they listen to sat radio.
Mm-hmm.
And they want it. So, you know, because we're not sat ready. And see, the problem, you know, here you can download the app and you can listen to it through your, you know, using your phone and stuff like that. But it doesn't work up there because their cellular service up there is still spotty. So anyway, you know, we're still trying. We're still trying. And, you know, we haven't given up, so.
So are the units coming in sat ready?
What's that?
Are T-Styles coming in sat
No. I was just going to say our Gen 5, which will be launching, probably April next year.
Mm-hmm.
Our Gen 5 will have the hardware. It just won't work because we won't have the software loaded yet.
Okay.
But we are anticipating being able to, with the Gen 5, to plug the Sirius Sat receiver into it.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Well, that unit looks really good. Tell Jonathan I congratulate
Oh, he can hear you.
Oh, good. Good deal, Jonathan.
Thanks.
Looks good. Welcome. You're welcome. So what do you have going on tomorrow, Walt?
Well, tomorrow we have a guy here locally that has a Mustang that has one of our previous units in it. We've got the 12.1 inch Mustang unit. Hang on a minute. Let me turn my video on.
There you go. Okay.
This is the new Mustang unit. This is a 12.1. Remember we had, I can't remember what the first one was, but it
was about 7.5 inch, 8 inch.
No, we have that. We still have. We had a
10 inch.
John, do you remember what the first Mustang unit? It was a 10 inch or something like that.
Yeah,
Was it a 10 inch?
Yeah, first one was 10.4. Then the next one was 11.8.
Yeah.
It had those funky push buttons on it, didn't it?
Right.
Push. Yeah.
This is kind of got it too, but anyways, but this is a 12.1 inch, and you know it's got the buttons on the side. We've found a lot of people like those buttons better than they do the touch screen.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so we're going to put this in the Mustang, and then we're looking at a new product, a passenger information screen that gives them, you know, different various the RPMs and stuff like that, and we're going to have that in this Mustang also.
Okay.
So and it's just going to be in our booth. We're not going to do the actual install. We'll just have some cameras set up. You know, because we invested over $5,000 in camera equipment to do this. You know, we did it for SEMA, and we're just utilizing it here. So we'll have a couple of cameras set up in the Mustang, and then, you know, so people will see it. And then we'll
What time are you going to do that?
That again, I think, hang on a second here. I think it is, where'd I go? Oh, you know what? I'm over here. Let's see, menu, event schedule. Dang it. Exhibit hall. Event schedule. Gosh darn it, what are you doing to me? I know it's, okay, here it is. So the exhibit hall is open from 3 p.m. your time till 6 p.m.
Okay,
So it'll be from 3 to 6. We'll just, we're just going to be in the booth kind of thing where people can come on and ask us questions, and we'll have our, we've got everything set up back there. We just can't do it right now because we have the Jeep in there.
okay.
But we'll have that all set up so that people could come in and ask questions, and we'll be able to show the product and stuff like
So
that.
you're only gonna do 3 hours tomorrow?
That's all the exhibit hall is open for.
Okay, okay. All right, good deal.
All right?
All right, I will sign in tomorrow at 3.
All right, sir.
Good deal, Walt. Appreciate everything, man.
Hey, you got it. Have a good evening.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye. Oh, now we see the booth.
Yeah, getting there. Getting there.
Still nobody in our booth.
Yeah, my guess is people signed up for their trainings and they're just logging into the trainings.
That could very well be.
So I'm sure.
I mean, and I don't blame them. I
Yeah.
don't blame them.
Pretty sure there's probably a training going on right now somewhere.
Oh, no, there is.
Yeah.
There is, definitely. I'm so glad they weren't charging the dealers to sign up for this.
Yeah, that probably is the only reason why some of them did.
Well, yep. Yep. Let me know when you're ready to pull that out, and I'll come back there and open the door and everything.
Shoe left.
I mean, no, that was Shoe.
That's what I said. Shoe left.
Shoe left.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Yeah. Nor do I.
I wish I could figure this thing out. I wish I could figure this thing out.
Alright.
Crazy, crazy. Hey, somebody open our garage door.
Huh?
Somebody opened our garage door.
Yeah, some weirdo. Alright. I haven't. There's 2 chats in the Zoom. It says 2 right there. Just.
So do we want to put the, well, let's hear what's going on with Tony before we put the Mustang. Let's see what those are. Oh, you know what? No, I was looking at the chat on our group.
There's just a couple of comments about the meeting, that everything looked good and everything.
Oh, cool. What do they say?
One guy said it's great. One guy, Len Ravino, said, "Hair, this is a great meeting." And then another guy said, "Yeah, looks good."
Cool.
So they
That's
weren't asking anything, thank goodness. I didn't see these. Thank goodness. Have to look for that next time. Too technical for me.
Yeah, something like that. It's good.
Yeah. You probably should turn that the one camera we're on right now could probably go to,
That's my
if you're
phone.
facing the camera to your left a little bit.
Yeah, that's my phone. It's just space saving right now.
Yeah. But if it went a little bit, ooh, that's got a lot of different numbers and stuff on it.
Yeah, that's me. How's that? It's good, yeah.
That's okay.
I'm gonna
How many cameras you got?
set this all up just so we can bring a Mustang in and reset it all.
That's what I was just gonna say. How many cameras do you have, so that? Because I figure probably one should do the Mustang, don't you think?
So with the thing with the cameras is I can use phones. So like I can set up phones to be the like inside it, easy.
Right.
So like
Right,
I can
okay.
have one of the nice cameras looking in it, and then like phones looking at different angles. So
Right.
yeah. That looks good.
Yep, now if anybody ever visits the booth.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. Just gonna roll with it and call it. And we got 2 cameras. They can see all the radios. So good enough.
It's weird. I can't figure it out. Cannot figure out how this works.
He's gonna drop the car off today, hopefully before 6.
Hopefully. Okay.